Hey, it's Dan McDonald here. Welcome to the class. Today we're going to be going over some great knowledge. This is the ultimate juice cleanse and heal all detoxification protocol. I'm putting this together for a lot of different people, but also for future reference. So this is an official video today that I'm going to be referring people back to when we go over the ultimate juice cleanse and heal all detoxification protocol, which can be a 7-day reboot, a 10-day upgrade, 21-day transformation, or lose 21 pounds in 21 days. Also a 40-day activator fast, or the 90-day heal all protocol. So the length of time is up to you, how much you want to invest in the laser sharp focus or adapt it to your own lifestyle at present. What I'm trying to do is help people to feel better, to lose some weight, get some more energy, regenerate the reproductive organs, feed and nourish the glands, detoxify waste matter, increase oxygenation, so that people can start to feel better. They don't have to get their glands cut out of them. They don't have to die of cancer, and they don't have to die of diabetes, and they can actually regenerate the cells, tissues, fluids in their body so that you can have a better life, a better, healthier, more energized life. Do you want more energy? Cool, let's do it. You want to feel better? You want to look better? You want to get that pep back in your step? Do you want to get your boner back? Do you want to get your reproductive organs popping? Okay, so this is just this is 30 years of daily juicing, and then 25 years of living foods and fasting. And this is just basically what I'm sharing with you is a compilation of my own lifestyle, of what works for me. And that's all I can really share, what I like to do, what I've learned. And the reason why I like to bring in the juices is because you can super saturate, super hydrate, super mineralize, all while not using up too much of your energy or vital force in the digestive process. That's why at this time of my life, and for many years actually, I've lived a liquid program during the day, and then I'll have a meal at night, because I do believe in fatty acids, I believe in amino acids, and I do believe in fiber. So we'll discuss a couple of different options for you. This is for some of my friends whose clients are now, using Paradigm, and I wanted to give them a real in-depth, explanation of how you can use the ultimate cleanse and the heal all detox protocol to completely cleanse out, heal, regenerate your body. And in that course, of course, your heart is going to need to be detoxed, and you'll experience that. And that's one of the harder parts. Your brain will also need to be detoxed. And so as you add more life force energy to your body, all of these things are going to come up. And that's what makes it difficult for people. As you're washing and cleansing and healing the colon, a lot of memories come up that are associated with the foods that we use to suppress our feelings, to stay numb. And so this is more of an awakening. You can take your time, or you can hurry it up and stay laser sharp focused. So number one, what we have here, this is an orange juice. And what I use in the morning is some type of citrus juice or a fruit juice I like in the morning, because it displaces coffee. It's got more energy, concentrated sunlight. And that can be apple with ginger and lemon. The best thing that I find to use with the cleanse, which is the gastrointestinal tract healer, cleanser, and regenerator. And I've got two different formulas here. We got the powder, which you get more for your money, and then you can do the double and triple dosing, which then really expands and cleanses out all the junk that's sitting in there, clogging up your brain, basically clogging up your blood, blocking up absorption and utilization. It does take time for the cleanse to work. You use the citrus, the apple, the grape, the watermelon with lemon, or some people like to even use water with the cleanse powder in the morning. And so what I recommend for the daily protocol is 8 cleanse caps. That's just your daily protocol. That's a daily maintenance dose. If you've been experiencing constipation, or if you're like me, you'll do your daily dose just to keep the system in tip-top shape. But if you really want to get some better movements and start pushing some of that junk out of there, you can do a double or triple dose, which is like a single dose. So here's the explanation. 8 capsules of cleanse equals 1 tablespoon of the powder. So you can use the cleanse caps, which I believe are truly more convenient in a certain way. You just pop them, slam your drink, done. And you can do a double dose of cleanse. I do it all the time. I know it's a lot to swallow that many pills, but you know, I'll do a double dose of the cleanse many times, all the time, traveling around, just making sure I stay clean, healthy, tip-top shape. But I really do enjoy doing a double or triple dose. I found the quadruple dose to be a little excessive. The triple dose is the sweet spot, where you've just eaten too much gourmet raw vegan food or too much cooked food, or it's like after the holidays, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, you've been drinking, eating pie, and God knows what else. I don't want to know. Hear no evil, speak no evil. And you're just clogged up and congested. That's when you do a double or triple dose every day for a few days until you start seeing it come right out of you. You know, people will use this and it will eliminate chronic constipation that they've been experiencing for many years, really. But then there'll be people that don't go for several days. You bring in the cleanse powder, you mix it. I'm not going to mix anything today, but I'm just going to share with you that you take the cleanse powder and you take a 16-ounce jar, which is half this size. Then you take half of this orange juice, or grapefruit juice is the best, and you mix it with a 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, and you shake it. And then you just knock that back. And those are actually bitter herbs in this herbal formula. It's hibiscus, and it's psyllium, and it's peppermint, and it's licorice, and cascara, and lucero root, and cornsil. So it's a gut regenerating formula. So you mix 1, 2, or 3 if you've got the powder, which you get more for your money this way. Shake it up, knock it back. You let that sit, and you wait 2 or 3 hours, and trust me, within, you know, for some people that are constipated, it'll work very rapidly, but it's not a very aggressive and toxic type of laxative at all. It's a very gentle cleansing formula for the GI tract. The other ones are more almost like a poison that just ejects everything. It's like almost going through the Taco Bell drive-thru where you get like runny diarrhea. It's not that way. It actually absorbs the moisture, and the liquids that have the fruit acids in them act as solvents on the GI tract. So remember that, even if you're not able to afford the cleanse powder, you can always use these juices. I just feel like when you use the herbs, it accelerates the cleansing and healing process. So if you can invest a few dollars in a structure and using these tools that move the process forward, you're going to be more excited, because when you take a big dump after using this, and you can feel like a lot of emotional stagnation leaving your body, it's kind of like you can breathe, because it's like all the grease and the oil and the fried foods and the slimy foods and the mucus foods from all the bagels and the cheese and the cooked dairy, those leave layer after layer after layer, and it just, things get blocked up. And you're going to be able to unblock that, and that's going to start moving the energy through the whole system, because the GI tract is connected to all the nerves in the body. And the more junked up and gummed up it is, the more irritated the nerves are, and the electrical energy isn't able to conduct itself through the whole entire organism. So we start down here with the GI tract and the cleanse. So 8 caps in the morning every day. And then if you need to do a double or triple dose, you just mix that with some fruit juice and this is orange juice, and any of those juices will work that I mentioned, and any juice will work on this ultimate juice cleanse, whatever you can get a hold of, whatever you like. What I want to mention now, while it popped into my head, is balancing out the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs. A nice, well-rounded balance, instead of just focusing on, you can do like watermelon juice cleansing for a while, but you can get out of balance after a while if you just drink orange juice. And I've found over the years, 30 years of juicing every day, that throughout the day I like to balance out the fruit, the vegetables, and the herbs, and so that's what this here is a perfect combination of fruits, vegetables, and herbs. You can see here, this is pure fruit juice, orange juice. Bam, you knock that back, there's no need for coffee. This is like liquid sunlight. Same thing with grapes. Grape juice, grapefruit juice is really my favorite. With the cleanse, the grapefruit juice. We did a test many years ago, my daughter and I. We thought 100% it's the pink grapefruit juice. I use white grapefruit juice. Orange juice is great. Apple juice is great. Any juice will work though to take your cleanse powder. Just get it in there and get it starting to break up and pull that stuff out of your GI tract, and you'll start to feel better quite rapidly, okay? So that should be enough there. And then number 2, so this is about whenever you're ready to take in your juice, your first juice and your cleanse. Secondarily, then you bring in the herbal blood and the pure enzyme. So we've got a lot of sticky, stagnant, coagulated blood, especially nowadays with what just happened with the pandemic and then the acquiescing. A lot of people regret it. And now what we're trying to do is thin out the blood and break up the mucus and the biofilm sludge that's caked up in the GI tract, the liver, the kidneys, all through the lymphatic system. Everything gets coagulated and waxy. Now, most human beings do not feel this, but once you've done this juicing, water fasting, cleansing, raw food thing for a long time, and you've gone up and down and been at the pinnacle and the peak of it after 40-day water fasting and riding high and knowing what it's like to have an absolutely pristinely clear body, and then falling back into just normal human habits of eating and whatnot, you know that that wax and that rubber and that mucus and slime builds up. And especially in the human beings that are exposed to more of the rubbery fats, the fake foods, the processed foods, the artificial foods, drugs do it, and you build up layer after layer after layer. In fact, there's other things that happen too in our childhood that put viruses in our brain and dig them deep into our tissues. And so we're just generating as much enzyme potential as possible by breaking everything down. The cool thing about enzyme therapy, massive enzyme therapy, is that enzymes break everything down, because they're actually grown on mushrooms, and mushrooms break everything down in nature. Interestingly, they also build everything up, because they are the communication network in the ground where nutrients go, and all the mycelium in the soil creates this bio-connection, a biofield of connection between all the different trees and roots and the microbes and the worms, and it's an amazing system. So these enzymes are grown on mushrooms and then they're purified, so it's a breakdown type component, breaking everything down. So enzymes break everything down by being a catalyst for substrates to be broken apart. Without those enzymes, those substrates cannot be broken apart. So that's true for all the rubbery mucus, that's true for your food, and as you age, you have less amylase, you have less protease and stomach acid, and you have less lipase in the gallbladder, because the gallbladder slows down, the glands slow down because of the presence of these mucus forming, coagulating foods, and also the massive onslaught of chemicals that we're exposed to that block receptor sites on the cell. So we're trying to get rid of all the toxic perfumes and all the toxic soaps and all the toxic everything that has these fake artificial chemicals in them, especially in the food. You're exposed every day to the processed, chemicalized food, and that builds up in the body, builds up in the tissues, and blocks everything. You're trying to use enzyme therapy and juice therapy to break all that down so you can start to get a lot of energy in your life and have more energy so you don't need the coffee or the stimulants. Do you know what I mean? So the enzymes break everything down that's coagulated, and like I said, interestingly, they also build everything up. So you have to have the catalysts of the various types. All the different catalysts are amylase, protease, acid stable protease, lipase, papain, bromelain, diastase, glucoamylase, cellulase, phytase, catalase, invertase. All those ACEs are either going to break things down or build things back up. You have to have the catalyst for substrates to come together and build, and you have to have the catalyst for substrates to be broken apart. And most human beings, because of the drinking, because of the stress, because we're eating cooked food all the time, we're absolutely taxing our enzyme potential, and we're just slogging through life. And that's why all the influencers are like, drink this amazing coffee, I have the best diet in the world, but yet they can't get through the day without coffee because they're blocked up, clogged up, sludged up. They don't understand enzyme therapy, bioactive regenerative foods, and a bioactive regenerative lifestyle, which I'd love to go into more, but I just want to keep it on track here today. So you take 8 Pyrazyme and you take 8 herbal blood, and the herbal blood is the anti-parasite, antifungal, anti-candida, bacterial, negative bacteria. You want to nourish the healthy bacteria, and the food that you eat and the lifestyle that you live and the amount of oxygen that you get is going to determine the microbial balance that you've got, depending upon what you eat and how you live your lifestyle, and whether you're stress-free or whether you're stressed out, and whether you spend time outside or you're always inside in an artificial environment surrounded by Wi-Fi radiation, chemicals, low vibrational foodstuffs. That's why the juicing is so awesome, because it's got minerals, vitamins, living water, and living energy. Biophotons is one of the words. It's like light energy concentrated. You are light. If you want to get healthy, just get to the light. What I'm doing here is just proposing a protocol to help you remove all the darkness and then open up and get more towards the light. And these tools here and these herbs, they actually accelerate the cleansing and healing process so you can feel better more quickly instead of much more slowly. And if you get on these juices, they'll start to hydrate you, energize you, mineralize you, and the mineralized body is conducting more light. And when we have the dead food, we're not able to conduct the we're not able to conduct the light through the organism. So there's light in there, but for some people, they're so beat down with drugs, pharmaceutical, recreational food, so depressing. The food is so sad. And yes, eat real food and stuff like that. I'm just a juicer. This is just my life. This is my protocol. This is my gift to humanity. If you ever need to take just one day, even on this protocol, and a bunch of junk will come out of you. Imagine if you did it for 7 days and how much junk and emotional stagnation and slime and sludge would come out of you with these amazing juices. I mean, it just stays really healthy, this guy here. And I had my down times for sure when I was knocked out by the hospital with the pharmaceutical antibiotics. And that's why I believe in the probiotics. Can you dig it? And that's why I bring in the probiotics, because it really was, and literally, it was the paradigm that brought me back to life. And that's why I owe so much to this company, because when I was dead, I was a zombie, pale, dead person, because they did 20 rounds of antibiotics, forced it on me, wouldn't let me leave the hospital. And now I see why they do that, because they're a money-making machine. And so finally I had to escape because I knew that I was just dying. After 3 days on a guard, they wouldn't let me leave. I'm like, I just left in a hospital, and I left my clothes there and everything, you know what I'm saying? So I just ran out of there as soon as the guard was gone. And then I had to go home, and it took me a couple of years to rebuild myself. I was really depressed. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't focus because the microbes and the gut is super important to have a healthy patient brain. So I'm going off. I don't even need to go too much into detail about everything else, but the next step is the probiotics, is the final push. So this is orange juice. This one is carrot, apple, beet, ginger, cucumber, and lemon. And that's the Beauty Heal All Detox Juice. I like the root vegetables, the beets and the carrots. They're kind of a more grounding energy and very nourishing. Carrots are very nourishing. And so it doesn't really matter what juices you take. Just take the cleanse, take the pure enzyme and the herbal blood, and then you take the probiotics with the last juice. And it's a good idea also, it's really good for your teeth to chew a couple of these up. They taste delicious, like candy, really. You just chew a couple up and you brush your teeth with them, and you'll have super healthy gums and super healthy teeth. And it'll the probiotics neutralize the acids that sit on your teeth, no matter what your diet is. No matter what the diet is, there's always residuals after we eat, and sometimes they sit there and the bacteria will eat away at your teeth. But if you use probiotics, you'll have probiotics in your mouth, down your esophagus, in your stomach, small intestine, large intestine. We're really living in a world of antibiotics because all the pesticides are antibiotics as well. And almost all the processed fake food has high exposure levels of all the different types of pesticides. The most well known is glyphosate, but there's a million other ones. Some of them destroy your hormones. A lot of them destroy the microorganisms in your gut. So we're just trying to regenerate everybody's gut here so they can start thinking more clearly, looking better, feeling better, because the way that your gut is and the way that your gut is functioning is the way that your brain is going to function. Your gut creates your thoughts. Finally, I just usually take about 10 or 12 of these and recommend that. And so that's just the basic, super easy to do. If you've been off track and you're not well and you're having a hard time and you feel like, crap, you can just get the juicer out, make some batch juicing, just spend time making it, or go buy the juice, order the Pyridime, go buy the juice at the juice bar if you don't know how to make it yourself. But it's a really good habit. Even if you just don't want to listen to anything I say and you're still here, everyone everywhere around the entire world would do really well to drink one of these every day. Whereas we drink the Gatorade, the soda, the coffee, and God knows what else, everything in a jar that's dead. And this is alive. See what I'm saying? So it's the living juice with the living foods that'll bring you back to life. It makes common sense. And then of course you've got to go out and do some exercise, and you've got to sleep, and you've got to try to do your best to get as sober as you can. Otherwise, if you don't get as sober as you can, then you're always going to be bogged down with all this stuff. So we're just detoxing the heck out of everybody. I probably went off in every different direction. I just try to keep it as simple as I can. It's very basic. Cleanse in the morning, Pure Enzyme and herbal blood at night, and then you've got the Pure Life probiotic. Or this is morning, afternoon, evening, and then bam. The other thing I want to mention is the Enzyme is also very cool. Like if you want, you can double dose on this too, and just put that in your lemon ginger blast or put that in your beauty juice. It really doesn't go too well with the plain fruit juices, but the mixed juices, you can make an incredible tonic. And the Enzyme is really good too. There's also Enzyme in the 1,000 count bag, where you can, if you're going to be eating cooked food, or you're going to be basically that, or if you're going to, even with the gourmet raw, I mean, we always take the enzymes before any of the gourmet raw. If you're going to just eat fruit which is our best food, then obviously you don't need it. Truly ripened fruit. But as soon as you start mixing everything up, when you mix all that food together, like the modern food is so mixed up that it's got carbs, proteins, and fats, and so the enzymes just get canceled, and you have to spend so much vital force and energy digesting these mixtures, when mono meals is the best in nature. No matter what type of food that you're eating, mono mealing it is best, because if it's a carbohydrate food, then the amylase digests it and you just want carbs. If you are having a protein food, you have the protease in the stomach acid to break that down. And then if you've got the fat, you're wanting to go as simple as possible with that. There are some food combining rules and stuff, like fat on a salad is good or whatever, but the more simple that you eat, I had avocados for dinner last night, you know what I'm saying? So you have a simple meal, and then then you have the lipase in the gallbladder, and squeezing that and then breaking that, and then absorbing the electricity and the fatty acids and the fat, you know what I'm saying? And it absorbs, the microbes will absorb it, break it down, and bring it into the food and use it for, the fatty acids are more for, cushioning and stability in the body, the amino acids for the building and the balancing of the neurotransmitters and hormones in your brain, and then the carbs are like for energy. So obviously all those macronutrients are good for human beings, to balance everything out. But the more simple that you eat, because when you mix carbs, proteins, and fats, the amylase, the protease, and the lipase get mixed up and cancel each other out, and then you've got this giant bolus sitting in your gut. So once you've been on a mono meal living foods diet for a long time, you can't even mix that stuff up. And if you do like what I do when I'm socially eating, I'll socially eat like salads and stuff like that, because everybody loves my salads, and I'm chilling with a friend or something and we'll make a salad. I know that I'm going to be blasting some enzyme, and then I'm going to be like chilling like a big fat teddy bear on the couch after that, because it's a mixture of a bunch of stuff, and you're going to have to take the time to digest that and break it all down, which is okay to do. It's nice, it's relaxing, but the more energy you want to have, the more success you want to have, the more focus you want to have, is going to be the real simple foods. And the challenge with all this is actually being able to control the energy and not letting it overwhelm you, because it'll bring up all your issues. It'll bring up everything in your subconscious. You'll become more aware, and you'll have to pay attention to things that you may not have paid attention to before, where most of us kind of spend our lives in half of a days, and waking up is hard to do. Trust me, I know. Waking up to what's really going on inside of you and really facing life on life's terms is very difficult, and that's what the detox, healing, and regeneration is about. So that is my little thing there. There's one other thing I wanted to share before I let you go. I'm gonna put this together myself because I need it. Hell yeah, this is the real deal here. So I got this is coconut water. This is my, I'm just gonna do this as an example, but I've been up since 4, and then meditation, and then I just had a gnarly yoga class. So I'm gonna show you the final, if you want, I'll finish off the protocol. This is pretty basic, it's very simple. 8 of these each, and then 10 or 12 of these. Very simple. Pure Life, Herbal Blood. So first it's cleanse, just look that up, that's easy to find. Then it's the Pure Enzyme and the Herbal Blood, that's very easy. And then this is the Pure Life. And some people get the spelling messed up and everything else. So let me just do a little quickie here so you can see, they want to know, what do I need to get? Number 1, right here, this is the cleanse. I recommend getting the caps and the powder. This is the Pure Enzyme, because these have weird names, so people get that messed up too, so I want to be very clear. Pure Enzyme. And then the Herbal Blood. Can you dig it? Very simple. And then this is the Pure Life. Boom. And that is the probiotics enhanced with enzymes. So you're just blasting yourself with enzymes all day. Then this is the Life Biotic here. So this is the probiotic that you use to make coconut almond yogurt, coconut macadamia nut yogurt, coconut pecan yogurt, plain old coconut yogurt, coconut pine nut, coconut walnut, any of these yogurts, that's what you use the Life Biotic for. It culturizes it, pre-digests it, breaks it down. That way the carbs, proteins, and fats are already pre-digested and you just absorb it like it's nothing. Like these yogurts, these fats, these proteins, they digest as easily as fruit when you use the Life Biotic. It's absolutely genius. And it's a great way to keep your energy super high. So what I'm doing here today is putting together raw assurance. So the ultimate juice cleanse, many of the juice cleanses on the mainland will end the evening with like a nut milk kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So they have their juice all day, and then everybody loves that little bit of fat at night, which is really good for you. It's a liquid diet. You don't have to do full liquid. I'll tell you in a minute what you can do though. But you will be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Can you dig it? If you do this. And it's the middle of summer, so living raw and getting on this is a great time. It's warm, the fruit and everything is readily available. That is the Life Essentials. That's a vitamin E. Everyone's heard about the tocotrienols. Can't get too much vitamin E for the brain, antioxidants in there, all kinds of great stuff. You know, it's actually fruit juices dehydrated. So a lot of amazing compact nutrient density right there for the rebuilding and the neuroprotective effects of vitamin E. Then this is the power of the natural. This is the Paradigm Natural Protein. I knew I was gonna make a mess. And I just put like a scoop of each, and I call this raw assurance. And that way you're just getting, because for me what I've found is that the Paradigm Natural is all 22 amino acids and all 9 essential amino acids for vegans, plant-based people. It just keeps your brain just on equanimity. And I used to be like all the fruit, but I was always whacked out. Now I'm just like chilling. I got more mature. You got to be balanced with all this. Carbs, proteins, and fats. This is like a high liquid juice cleanse for people that are really need to take a day, 3 days, 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 21 days, 28 days, 35 days, or 40 days, or the ultimate 90-day heal all protocol. Trust me, if you do this for 90 days, you will never be the same again. You will change your life. Now, of course, everyone around you is going to give you hell every which way but loose. At first, you'll lose a little bit of weight, and then you'll gain it all back. Not gain it all back, but I mean, you'll come up into your perfect bio expression of your aura. As you clean out all the darkness, you'll manifest an aura that's clean, and then your best prototype will come forth, whatever your body type is. So we're all just whacked out because we've got all this darkness in our energy field from all this dead crap and the sadness, and you want to clean and flush all that out of you. Then your light body is illuminated by the living foods and the high vibrational herbs here. And then you start to express your aura. Then your body manifests as that clean life force light body. That's the thing, is cleaning out the light body. So you connect to the most high, the most divine, and you go from the top up, and you go from the top, or excuse me, you go from the bottom up with the protocol like this. You clean this out, and then everything starts to go up and out. And you also set your intention to go from the most high and bring that down through your brain, through your heart, and into your GI tract. So you're doing both at the same time. You're purifying the organism to connect with the Most High, and you're connecting with the Most High to purify the organism. You see what I'm, so you're doing it both at the same time. Sometimes we neglect one or the other, but when you do both, you live the Essene lifestyle, where it's practical application of spiritual matters. You have to practically apply and do something. The living foods will change you and energize you. You've got to get through the hard spots. I guess that's what I left out, is that you've got to get through the hard parts. If you don't, you'll have to go back to the heavier, denser foods, and that's why most people, they can't get it, because it's too difficult to get through the sticking points as the parasites are dying as all the old memories are coming up, all the old traumas, all the old aches and pains are coming up, as the tissues start to clean out and these juices and enzymes start to get in there and break up all the occlusions. All those occlusions are associated with memories that generally aren't necessarily pleasant, because we do a lot of drugs, we do a lot of chemicals, we've experienced a lot of abuse, we abuse food. And as soon as we stop all that, that debt has to be paid. And it's usually a conscious process. So you have to be very volitional and intentional that no matter what comes up, you're just going to stay the course. You're going to sit there with it and allow it, so that you can process all of it and release it once and for all. And you learn the lesson. Then you never go back with those cheesy guys. You never eat that cheesy, fake cheesy food with the fake cheesy oils at the restaurant, get addicted to coffee, candy, sugar, and you can just let it all go behind you. So this is finally then what you can do, is have this as like your fourth drink. You know, a lot of people, they do recommend drinking more. I have drank up to 8 jars of juice in the day. I think that you want to stay more fasted, so I do believe in juice fasting more myself than juice feasting. I'm like, you just learn to ride it, and you connect and get energy from the sun and from the breath and from your consciousness. Then you don't need to be, you know, drinking as much. There's a million different ways to look at this. I've done all the juice cleansing, I've done all the water fasting, I've done hella herbs, detox protocols, all kinds of stuff. This is just where I'm at right now, and this is one that's very simple and it's very powerful. And then over here you have, this can be your final juice, or if you aren't quite there yet, you can have a fruit meal at the end of this. Just make sure you're getting all these herbs in, and you're getting your liquids, your liquid life force for the blood and the minerals and the vitamins and the energy. And then finally, wherever you're at, this is going to hydrate you. It's going to completely transform your gut, and you're going to start making better decisions in the night. Now, I don't recommend doing all this and then having a cheeseburger, but there are people that do that. But the thing is what happens is if you've done this for 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 8 or 10 days, and you go have the cheeseburger, finally one day you're going to look at the cheeseburger and you'll be like, what am I doing? This is disgusting. It'll wake you up. The Paradigm will wake up your gut and your brain. The juices will wake up your gut and your brain, and then one day you'll be looking at the hamburger, the cheeseburger, and you'll be like, what in the hell am I doing? This is wrong. And you'll cry or whatever, or you'll just take one bite and you'll get it, and you'll just be like, done. You'll throw that in the trash, go home, make yourself a salad, whatever. So you can either have some kind of nut milk, or just as the raw assurance is what I call this, and that's the Paradigm Natural Raw Life Protein. Can you dig it? And then the Life Essentials. I know they have a lot of weird names, so people get like, what is what, dude? What is what? And I just made a little thing. This is going to be for me, because this is my after workout snack. I had a gnarly class at yoga this morning. It was boiling hot for some reason. And this is so good, you won't even believe it. It reminds me of Malto meal when I was a kid. Now do all this, and either have like some kind of nut milk if you want, or have another juice or 2 if you want. You know, as you get cleaner, you'll absorb better. As you're less stressed, you need less nutrients, because nutrients are being burned up by the stressful lifestyle. But whatever you need to do for your little family thing at nighttime, that final meal is up to you. Whether you want to go full on liquid, which you can do like that. Look at that. That's the ultimate juice cleanse and heal all protocol right there. That's the ultimate. Like if you did this for one day, you would feel, well, you might feel like crap actually the next day, because you'll start the process. But if you keep going on this and you get yourself to where you can comfortably do this right here, you will be at an extremely high level. So don't give up until you get there, because you're just going to be like, oh, I hate this damn McDonald's guy. You're like feeling all your feelings. all the waste matter that's blocking up your joints, keeping you from moving forward in your life, your knees, your elbows, shoulders, back, all the crap on your occipital ridge back here, detoxing the brain, neurons getting fired off as you're learning all these different skills. Brain is waking up and you're like facing things like, oh my God, my job sucks, or whatever, or like I can't even stand my husband, or whatever, or I hate that dog, or you start waking up to stuff and it can be difficult, and that's why a lot of people want to go back to sleep. So you have to be very brave to be honest with yourself about what happens when you start to wake up, and that's what this is. This is the ultimate juice cleanse and heal all detoxification protocol. And I want to wish everyone abundance. But before I end up, I just wanted to say that final meal can be your choice to keep yourself from freaking out. And slowly over time, you'll be able to either get rid of that meal, or the final meal that they will start cleaning up. This is a commitment for sure. There's no doubt. Is there an easier way? There's no easy way. There's no easy way. Everybody wants the easy biohacking way without having to go through this process. I am 30 years juicing every day, 25 years into living foods and fasting, and I'm just getting started on understanding what this is really about. Now, I do have incredibly powerful virility as a man. I have incredibly amazing digestion. I have great energy. Still working on the heart, which is basically loving my own self. That's the thing that's kind of happening right now. I'm trying to heal my brain from a lifetime of mercury and aluminum poisoning. And also then I was, if you have the immunoexcitotoxicity, they label that as ADD. Then they get you on their prescriptions. Then you get off the prescriptions, and then you get on the street drugs, which are the same thing, ultimately the amphetamines. And then you can do a lot of things and do a lot of damage. And so the regeneration process can take some time. People ask me all the time, why aren't you perfect yet? I understand the details. Some of my friends are like the most amazing people. And I've also dug deep into the research when that was available on Google and stuff. Now it's no longer, but I know what's happening, and I know how deep you have to dig to get out the ossified, calcified, heavy metals and detoxify that stuff out of there. And it can take quite a while. And so that's all I'm saying is it's like, this isn't going to be something that's just going to change. If you want to get in it to win it. And then for me, it became a spiritual journey. Like, I am here to get this thing not that I'm attached so much to this, but I want this to be the best thing that it can be, to tap into the thing that is love, that I love as a human man, the thing that I love, which is the self, which is the source, which is the God, which is the power, which is the truth, which is the absolute and the ultimate. Don't you want to connect with the ultimate? Otherwise, it's just like, okay, we're going to trade this amazing treasure that has no price that can be put upon it, which is your own very life source self, or we're going to go out and chase after all these trinkets. It doesn't make any sense, not if you think about it logically. When you have the ultimate treasure and all desires fulfilled, all questions answered, all doubts eviscerated, pure being, peace, and ease, the greatest treasure you could possibly ever work for or towards in your life. And getting the physical organism to get off all the death, because it's all death. The whole society is one big media lie. The corporations, the profiteers that come off and basically destroy your body with all the crap that they do, because it's like, oh, let's take mammograms. Well, what's going to happen when you expose your breast to radiation? Well, then customers for life. Let's blap these kids with all this stuff. What's going to happen? Customers for life. And so what we're doing here is just trying to help people to get tapped in, man, to the life current, baby. And this is just my little teeny tiny thing that I give to the world. I had a great time today. Hopefully I didn't talk at you too much. I'm trying to but it's my little thing. I got to go into character. But I do wish the best. I do send my heart out. I hope everyone has abundance and health and love and peace and finds the ultimate through the ultimate juice cleanse and heal all detoxification protocols. So have yourself a nice day. and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for the thumbs up and leaving me a comment and all that good stuff. Oh, I love that stuff. So thirsty. Hot yoga. Aloha. God bless you. Peace be with you.